Yes, we are glad because. Why, because there is a Santa Claus. Oh, this is once a year. Now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. La 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 la.
Christmas comes but once a year. Now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. Tra-la-la-la-la. There is a Santa Claus. Christmas comes but once a year. Now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. Tra-la-la-la-la. Oh! What's the matter in here, I wonder? Looks like a pretty gloomy Christmas for those poor kids. What can I do? Let me think. Huh? Ah! Oh, no. Hooray! I've got it!
With Old St. Nick just around the corner, workers at Shelton, Washington put in long hours to ensure early arrival of selected Yuletide trees to all parts of the country. Every branch bears the Christmas spirit. At Seattle's Naval Air Station, a special load of Christmas cheer is put aboard a plane bound for various points in the icy northern wastes, where our troops still protect our Arctic outposts. Merry Christmas, Joe. All over the nation, eager shoppers parade before store windows, packed with bright and shining presents for all the family, especially the youngsters. And it's a big problem to make a selection without breaking Santa. Pretty little girls and big beautiful dolls, and happy tots galloping hobby horses are found in every toy department. A handful of enticing puppetry brings a glow of anticipation. And if you want Father's heart to beat faster on Christmas morning, have Kris Kringle deliver a load of these streamliners to the children. If the limited is held up at the bridge, well, presto! And the Christmas flyer gets the green light. Everybody's friend has something for everyone. If you know of someone he might miss, open up your heart and have a Merry Christmas.
I have taken over the duties of the Chief of Staff of the Army from a great predecessor, and of course, am honored by the selection. But I'm keenly aware that I have taken up this duty at a critical time in the affairs of the nation and of the Army. To win the war, you raised the greatest army in our history. We are now engaged in tearing down that army at an unprecedented rate. At the same time, we have commitments in foreign lands, commitments which require military strength. Those commitments were made in good faith to help solidify the peace that has been so dearly won. Very soon, those two processes will clash. This is your army, and it is your decision as to which course we shall follow. The decision once made, it is the duty of the War Department to carry it out. For my part, I hope that we secure that peace.
One family in a Southern California community is proud today, and that's the Masudas, whose Japanese-American son died heroically during the terrific battle for Cassino, Italy. Sergeant Masuda was cited for the Distinguished Service Cross 2 weeks before he was killed. After a flight from Washington, General Stilwell presents the medal posthumously to the sergeant's sister. A brave American soldier is remembered, and his loyal family is an honor to the country for which he died.
Surrounded by youthful members of his flock, Archbishop Spellman of New York opens a nationwide campaign to collect canned supplies for war-devastated people of all faiths.
These boys and girls are actively engaged in a campaign for canned goods that will begin throughout the United States this coming week. And these boys and girls, by their gifts of these canned goods, hope to heal and strengthen the wasted and worn bodies of other boys and girls throughout the world who are suffering and starving. And during this week, every Catholic parish in the United States, 15,000 of them, will act as a receiving station for canned goods to help the poor and the suffering children and the people throughout the world without discrimination of race, creed, or color.
Arriving at Washington, D.C., the Mixmaster, piloted by Lieutenant Colonel H.E. Warden, completes a record-breaking non-stop flight from Long Beach, California. Co-pilot, Captain Glenn Edwards, shared the job on the swift flight of 5 hours, 17 minutes, topping the former unofficial mark of 6 hours from Seattle. The Speedy Douglas bomber gets her nickname from her radical tail propellers, which sing a mighty song. Not to be outdone in design, the Navy displays its newest, the Boeing tandem prop fighter plane. The single 3,600 horsepower engine drives her two propellers in opposite directions. The Navy says she'll do better than 450 miles per hour. The versatile craft can be used as a fighter, torpedo plane, bomber, attack plane, or interceptor. A real addition to our protective air forces.
Soldiers, Daddy, if it's only going to be a little war.
Make those stubborn Boers take us seriously this time, my darling. When they realize Her Majesty intends to put a stop to their nonsense, they'll quiet down.
They'd better. Anyhow, when you get there, you'll stop them, won't you, Daddy?
I'll do my best, dear. I'll be back and we'll be together again before you can say knife.
I can say knife a good many times in a year.
But at the school you'll have charming little girls to play with, books to read, a pony to ride, and after all there'll be Emily, you know.
Yes, there will be Emily. And she does look as though she'd be an understanding friend, don't you think, Daddy?
With that intellectual forehead, I'm sure of it.
Not a very cheerful-looking school, is it, Daddy?
I'm afraid nothing had seemed very cheerful to us at the moment.
Well, maybe it'll be better on the inside.
Of course it will.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
So sorry, we're all sorry. Get him out.
The very idea of delivering a thing like this at the front door.
Oh, look, Daddy, my pony.
Your employer will answer for this. Now take him away.
Yes, far away.
Oh, no, Daddy.
Oh, I say. Just a moment. You are Miss Minchin?
I am.
I'm Captain Crew. I'm afraid I've caused you no end of inconvenience.
You most certainly have, Captain Crew.
May I step inside and explain?
Come in.
Wait here with the pony.
Whatever, Governor.
I'm terribly sorry. I had no intention of having the pony delivered inside your house.
There are a number of things beside the pony. Parcels have been arriving here, collect for your daughter for hours. Follow me, please. Apparently, you are not aware, Captain Crew, that I conduct one of the most dignified and exclusive schools in London.
Oh, yes, so I understood. That's precisely the reason why I brought my daughter to you.
I would not have gathered that from your actions.
Really, now, I'm not entirely to blame. You see, Sarah and I have only just arrived from India. Sarah's lived there practically all her life. We'd no more than got here when I learned that my regiment was to leave at once for South Africa, so we had to act hurriedly.
But I wrote you, explaining that I do not take young ladies without an interview and the most impeccable references. I wrote you also that at the moment I had no vacant rooms.
Well, in that case, Daddy, we might as well move on.
This is a bit awkward. You see, your letter never reached me, and I'm afraid it never occurred to me that any school wouldn't welcome my little Sarah.
Obviously.
If it's a question of my social standing, my father was Sir George Crew. You've heard of him, perhaps.
Oh, naturally.
And the best financial references I could give you would be the directors of the South African Holding Syndicate. I'm the principal stockholder in the syndicate.
My brother, Captain Crew, our professor of elocution and dramatics.
How do you do?
Charmed, I'm sure. I say, isn't the Eclipse Diamond Mines one of your holdings?
One of the most important, of course.
Of course, of course.
I'm sorry to appear casual, Miss Minchin, but the situation is quite distressing. I sail in an hour from the East India docks.
I expect you just have to take me to Africa with you, Daddy.
Oh, no. And what would a little girl like you do in Africa? Forgive me, Captain Crew, I fear I've been overzealous. The reputation of my school, you know, one has to be so cautious. But after this interview, I can see at a glance. Such a dear little child. It would be a pleasure to have her with us.
Does that mean I've got to stay?
Yes, dear. You're to have that privilege. You and your little pony.
Such a dear little pony.
This is made out to the school. Will it be enough for the moment?
Oh, quite.
I should say it would. Why, it's stupendous.
I beg your pardon, but haven't I seen you somewhere before?
It's quite possible, my dear Captain.
Your face is most familiar. Were you ever on the stage? I seem to associate you with one of the old music halls.
Music halls? My brother on the stage? Ridiculous.
Ridiculous indeed, you're quite right.
And now, shall we look at little Sarah's rooms? Just a moment, Miss Rose. This is Miss Rose, one of my most capable teachers. Captain Crew has done us the honor of placing his little daughter, Sarah, with us.
How do you do, Miss Rose?
How do you do, Captain Crew? We shall do everything we can to make your little girl happy.
I'm sure you will.
Children, we have a new pupil, Sarah Crew. Say how do you do to her.
How do you do? I'm very well, thank you.
Lavinia, Jessie, that will do. You may proceed, Miss Rose.
Children?
Just like a little princess, isn't she? That's what she is, a princess. And I expect now some people around here won't think they're so smart.
Oh, won't they? Wait and see. Princess indeed.
Fortunately, the rooms have just been papered, and the fireplace has an excellent draft.
But I thought you didn't have any rooms.
But I didn't know then what a dear little girl was coming.
But why does that make more rooms, Daddy?
Lady Bentley's little daughter has only recently vacated the rooms. Our best suite, of course.
Do you think you could brighten it up a bit? I'd like it made as gay as possible. I brought a few things from India, but perhaps you could buy whatever else is necessary.
With pleasure, Captain Crew.
I'd like Sarah to ride every afternoon, if the weather's all right.
Of course. Fortunately, we have a splendid riding master.
I expect you think I'm completely spoiling the child. And no doubt you're right. But actually, it's good for her. She's much too inclined to bury her little nose in a book and keep it there until someone lures her out of it. You see, Miss Minchin, Sarah has no mother, and we've never been separated for more than a few days.
How touching.
This is going to be very hard for her.
Have no fear, Captain Crew. I'm a mother to all my little girls. And now, I'll leave you to your farewells.
How much longer have we got, Daddy?
Only a few minutes, darling. You're learning me by heart, little Sarah.
No, Daddy. I know you by heart. You're inside my heart.
We're going to be brave, aren't we? I tell you what. Let's pretend we're back in India. And I'm going away with the troop for a few days, shall we? We've fought this kind of battle before, haven't we? And you never cried once when I went away. Remember?
Yes, Daddy.
Well, this is going to be our hardest battle. But we'll be good soldiers, won't we?
Yes, Daddy.
Shall we say goodbye, like we used to at home?
Yes, Daddy.
All right, then. Chin up. Go to the window and look out. Oh, say it as we used to. My daddy has to go away, but he'll return most any day. Any moment I may see my daddy coming back to me.
My daddy has to go away, but he'll return most any day. I can't do it this time. I can't do it. You're crying too.
Afraid we're not quite such good soldiers as we thought.
Oh, yes, we are. I can do it now. My daddy has to go away, but he'll return most any day. Any moment, I may see my daddy coming back to me. I will do it. I will. I'll pretend this is part of a war. You'll be the enemy, and you'll be my trusty lance. Now, ready, aim, fire! Oh. Ouch! I guess we'll have to call in the reserves. Sulam, Kub Mouse and Hi.
Good morning. Mrs. Saab speaks Hindustani?
I've lived in India all my life. You lad, Bob Surtai.
Sab dunya se acha hai. Mrs. Saab is going to live in England now?
Only until my father gets through making the Boers behave.
This Saab is then a soldier.
Yes, my father's a captain. Captain Crew. I'm Sarah. What is your name?
I am Randas, servant to the Honorable Lord Wickham, and to her ladyship Rani.
Randas! Randas!
Yes, sir.
What the deuce are you dawdling here? Finish with that bird and get on with your work.
Good morning.
How do you do?
I'll be here at the window most every morning in case you want to talk about India.
Morning, Sarah.
Oh, good morning.
Ready for breakfast, dear?
Well, I'm trying to be, but I don't seem to be very good at these buttons. My gets lost in the hole.
Here, let me help you. Buttons are a bother, aren't they?
I never had to button things before, but I'll learn.
I'm sure you will. Here, put your shoe up. Come in. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning. Is the young laddie any boots to put on? Well, only the pair I wore yesterday. I'll get them. I'll get them, miss. Oh, I beg your pardon, miss. Are you hurt? No, miss. You mustn't be up on me, miss. Just hold out your arms and I'll pile them on. Oh, Lord, miss. If Miss Minchin was to see. Do you think you can hold 2 more? Yes, miss. There you are. Are you all right? You take care of all those? Yes, miss.
And she does them beautifully.
Ah, thanks you, miss. Thank you for doing my shoes. Oh, I'm sorry. That's all right. Goodbye, Becky. Goodbye. Bye. Well, perhaps this isn't going to be such a bad school after all with you and Becky here.
Oh, we'll have to hurry, dear. Miss Minchin doesn't like anyone to be late.
Tell me, Miss Rose, do you think Miss Minchin could be as cross as she looks? What will I have to do today?
Well, after breakfast, you'll have a class in arithmetic.
Arithmetic.
Then English, then French, then one in elocution and deportment, history and geography.
Phew! I'm going to be a busy person, aren't I? When do I get to ride my pony?
Later this afternoon, about 4 o'clock.
Oh.
Children, our new pupil, Sarah Crew, will be down presently. As you've seen, Captain Crew is a very delightful man, and their family is most distinguished. I shall expect you to treat her accordingly. Now, you may take your places. Good morning. Ah, good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
I'm so happy you feel like joining us this morning. Did you sleep well?
No, I didn't, thank you.
Come, dear. Lavinia, you and Jessie will move down one place. Sarah will be seated at my right after this.
Why, Miss Minchin, this has always been my place.
Lavinia. For this food and all the bountiful gifts bestowed upon us, we are duly grateful and do now give thanks. Why are you putting salt on your plate, dear?
Just in case you should ask me to have one of your eggs.
Mr. Jeffrey, will I saddle the pony for the wee lassie?
I think not, Sandy. We'd best use the mare for her first few lessons.
Very good, sir. Come on, lad.
Hello there.
Hello, Jeffrey.
What luck. The old girl allowed you to come out.
Sarah, this is Mr. Jeffrey Hamilton. Little Miss Crew's our new pupil.
How do you do?
How do you do? I believe I'm to teach you to ride.
Teach me?
And that means 2 bob a day extra for me.
Oh. Is 2 bob a great deal of money?
Values are comparative. In my present state, it's a fortune.
Well, in that case, I guess I better be taught. Is my pony ready?
I think we'd best start you out on something a little tamer, huh?
Oh. Then hadn't I better explain things to my pony? He might feel hurt.
Right you are. Ponies are very sensitive creatures. Explain the whole thing to him thoroughly. He's right there by the arch.
It may take me some time.
That's quite all right. We'll wait here in the tack room.
All right. Oh, General. Are you glad to see me? Well, Mr. Jeffrey's going to give me something tamer than you. I'm afraid it isn't going to be much of a ride.
Rose, something's wrong. What is it?
Miss Minchin has taken away my Thursday afternoons.
But why?
We must have been seen together.
Well, does that mean that I can never see you alone again?
Of course not, darling. No matter what Miss Minchin says, we'll find a way.
Well, I can't understand the woman. What is she afraid of? Why shouldn't we see one another?
Gossip, I suppose. She only lives for that school and her ideas of propriety and snobbishness.
Fiddlesticks. She's afraid of losing an excellent teacher whom she gets for nothing. I won't stand for it. I'll have a talk with her myself.
Oh, no, darling, you mustn't do that. She'd only discharge us both.
She may not have the chance if things continue to pop in South Africa.
mean you might go?
Wouldn't you want me to, if they called for volunteers?
Of course, darling. You'd have to. Oh, Jeffrey.
There's nothing to worry about now, dear. This poor rumpus will never get that serious.
I expect I'll have to make my visit a little longer. Oh, Mr. Birdie, is there one this morning for the little princess?
We shall see, my child. We shall see.
If she don't hear from her father ever so often, her eyes get that sad, it hurts me to look on them.
Have no fear, little one. There's a letter for her this time.
I'm that glad, sir.
Lost a week, down that alley came a toff.
Nice old geezer with a rusty cough.
Sees my Mrs. takes his topper off.
And a very gentlemanly why. What a cheer all the night was cried. Oh, you're gonna meet Bill, and you walk the street, Bill. Lord, I thought I should have died. I'm not to make the old kid roll.
A letter?
It's from my daddy.
Oh, how nice.
But it isn't. It's very bad news.
Really? What's the matter, dear?
He says the boys aren't behaving quite as he expected, and he may not get here in time for my birthday.
But that's months off. So many things may happen before then. He may still come, you know.
I am writing Miss Mitchell to give you a birthday party such as I should give you if I were there. You are to go on a regular spree, buy anything and everything your heart desires. Now, last and most important of all, my darling, I want you to pause at exactly 2 o'clock on your birthday. Close your eyes and send me a kiss, for my eyes also will be closed, and I will be giving you a kiss, too. Isn't he the most wonderful man in all the world?
With one exception.
Well, Mr. Jeffrey is very nice. What's that? Who are they, Miss Rose?
They're the volunteers.
Are they going to South Africa, too?
Yes, dear. They're going to the relief of our poor soldiers at Mafeking.
Is something the matter with our soldiers at Mafeking?
The Boers had them all cut off, and we've been unable to break through their lines to get help to them.
Oh.
They're sick and hungry, dear, and desperate. They're holding out like true British soldiers.
Miss Rose, my daddy's at Mafeking.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, Miss Rose.
Oh, shh. Darling, you mustn't cry. I'm sure you'll be all right. Good afternoon, Mr. Jeffrey.
Good afternoon, Martha. Is Miss Sarah ready for her ride?
Yes, sir. She'll be down presently.
Thanks. Oh, are we all ready?
Hello, Jeffrey.
The two most beautiful ladies in the world. Why, you're not in your riding things.
Oh, I can't go today. Irma Gard needs extra tutoring.
Oh, will it take all afternoon?
I'm afraid so. I have to stay with her till she can spell Constantinople.
Good heavens, that may take months.
You leave that to me.
Shall we go? Have you been crying? But you have. There are still tears in your eyes.
It's just this London fog.
Oh, well, if that's all, let's be off, shall we?
Mr. Jeffrey, would you mind very much if we didn't ride today?
Not at all, dear. But may I ask why not?
I'd like to talk to you.
All right.
It's about Mafeking. Are the soldiers really starving and sick and cut off from everything? You see, my father's there, and I've got to know.
Oh, it's not as bad as all that. Our men aren't having an easy time of it, it's true. But they're holding out. And we're sending fresh troops every day, you know. Why, they'll be relieving Mafeking in no time at all now.
It's getting harder every day to pretend my father's safe.
Don't you worry. See here. I'll let you in on a little secret. I enlisted today, and while I don't want Miss Rose to know quite yet, I'll be going over there shortly myself.
To Mafeking? And perhaps you can help my father.
Rather. We'll get him out.
What the blazes are you doing here?
Hello.
Handsome, you impudent puppy. What are you doing here?
Don't be frightened, Sarah. It's only my grandfather.
Don't you believe him, young woman? I disowned him the day he was born.
And we're really very fond of each other.
Of course we are. What? We're nothing of the kind.
As a favor to me, will you please stop shouting at my best-paying pupil?
Pupil? Paying? What are you talking about?
I am master of the horse in this exclusive seminary for young ladies.
You take advantage of my absence to become a riding master? And next door to my own house? Where's your family pride, boy?
Well, sir, one must eat, and family pride is a pretty thin diet.
Oh, blackmail, eh? You think I'll buy you off?
I hadn't thought of that, but it's not a bad idea.
Well, I'll see you hanged, drawn, and quartered first. Wait till I see the woman who runs this school. I'll put a spoke in your wheel.
Do. She'd love to know my grandfather is Lord Wickham. She'll probably raise my salary.
They have finished, Mrs. Arden. Lord Wickham is coming.
Then I'm going.
Impudent young pup. Just like his father. Riding master.
Maybe you're fond of him, but I don't think he's very fond of you.
Oh, he's harmless. His bark's worse than his bite.
I should hope so. Why is he so mad at you?
Oh, he isn't really. He was angry with my father. I was mixed up in their quarrel. What he really wants is to have me come begging to him for help. He'd be eating out of my hand if I would.
I don't think I'd care to have him eating out of my hand.
How would you like to have me eating out of your hand?
You? Oh, that would be different.
Well, I shall. If you'll do me a favor. A very important one.
Oh, could I?
I've got an idea that you're the only one in the world who could. I want you to get Miss Rose to go shopping with you next Wednesday.
Shopping?
Well, shopping's as good an excuse as any for Miss Minchin. Now, listen.
Really? To Miss Rose? Has she said she would? Oh, that's wonderful. No, not a soul. Not even Emily.
Good girl. Now I've got to go. I must do some preliminary shopping.
You don't have to tell me what for. Something gold and shiny.
Right you are.
Come in. What do you want? I'm very busy.
Miss Minchin, I wanted to ask you something.
Oh, it's you. What do you want, dear?
I'm going to ask you a big favor.
Yes?
Mr. Jeffrey's leaving today for the war. He's been so very nice to me. I thought I ought to fill my social obligations by doing something for him. That's what you teach us, isn't it? When someone shows you a kindness, you show them one in return?
Well, doing something for Mr. Jeffrey scarcely comes under the rules of social obligations. But what is it you want to do for him?
May I have him for tea?
Here at the school?
Oh, couldn't I please, since he's going away to war?
Well, I suppose it would be permissible since he was one of the teachers. You need not mention it to the other young ladies, however.
No, Miss Minchin. Thank you, Miss Minchin. Oh, thank you, Miss Minchin.
We must eat something. After all the trouble little Sarah's gone to.
I think she'll understand. You've forgotten your ring.
No, I haven't. See? I'm always afraid I'll forget and wear it in front of Miss Minchin. I did yesterday, and fortunately for us, she didn't see it.
How I'd love to tell the old girl.
Can't do that yet, darling.
I know. You sorry you married me?
As though you didn't know.
I only wanted you to tell me again. Oh, my darling. I'll be living this last week over every moment that I'm away from you.
And we won't be separated, will we? Because I'll be living it over, too.
I thought you were having Mr. Hamilton to tea.
I am. I mean, I was, but...
Who's in that room?
Oh, please don't go in there, Miss Minchin.
Miss Minchin, Miss Rose and I...
We were saying goodbye, Miss Minchin.
How dare you risk the reputation of my school in this manner?
Nothing's happened that damages your precious school's reputation. As a matter of fact, Miss Rose and I...
Jeffrey, for my sake.
Oh, please, Miss Minchin. It was all my fault.
Silence. Since you are here merely to say goodbye, please do so. Now.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Bye, Mr. Jeffrey.
Bye, dear.
Sarah, I shall expect an explanation of this.
Yes, Miss Minchin. As soon as I can think of one.
They've been cornered like rats for 7 months.
I say send more troops to Mafeking if it takes every man in England.
I'm with you.
No! No! Oh, my boy! My boy! My boy! Oh! They've killed my boy! I know soldiers are supposed to stand a lot, and my daddy is a good soldier. But they've waited so long for help. Please do something about Mafeking right away, or they'll all be lost. My daddy won't come back. Oh. Thank you for being so quick about it this time. Get up! Get up! Mafeking is relieved! Get up! Wake up, everybody! Mafeking is relieved! Oh, Mr. Birdie, did you hear? Mafeking is relieved!
Yes, darling, isn't it great news?
Sarah! Oh, Miss Rose, they're saved! My daddy and Mr. Jeffrey are saved! What is it? What's the matter? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Mafeking is relieved. Hooray! Oh, Miss Minchin, isn't it wonderful? Do you hear the cheering? Hooray!
a happy circumstance that Sarah's birthday should fall on a day when we're celebrating a glorious victory for Her Majesty's army. And now, Sarah, will you explain to the children your wishes about your birthday?
I'm very happy to have you here. And I thought I would like to give presents today, not just receive them, because I wanted to show how grateful I am that my father has been rescued.
Quiet, children, quiet.
Can we do the presents now?
Yes, but your gifts first, Sarah. This is from me.
Oh, thank you, Miss Midgeon. Now all I need is to know how to sew.
And this from the entire school. Here are pictures of your native India.
Oh, thank you ever and ever so much. I shouldn't have to pretend nearly so hard when I want to make believe I'm there.
And now, do you want the others to have their presents?
Yes, if you please. They're all over here. And your names are all on them. Here you are, Miss Rose.
Oh, how nice.
And would you help with the other presents?
Of course, dear.
And this is for you, Miss Midgeon.
Oh, how thoughtful, Sarah.
And,
Ermengarde, this is for you.
From one old trooper to another. Me in younger and happier days, when I was better known as Bubbling Bertie.
Oh, thank you. We'd better keep this present a secret.
Mum's the word.
I should say it is. Here, this is from me.
Thank you.
Hope you like it.
Why, it's just what I wanted.
Mum's the word, you know.
Rather.
Oh, miss. Oh. Here's my present, miss. It ain't so very good. Oh, thank you, Becky. It ain't nothing but flannel, miss. And the flannel ain't so very new. Oh, you dear Becky. You made it all yourself. Yes, miss. I made it at nights. I knew you could pretend it was setting with diamond pins stuck in. It's beautiful, Becky. I shall love it. Oh, will you, miss? The flannel ain't so very new. And this isn't so very new either. It's my present to you. A present from me, miss? Yes, Becky, with my love. Oh, what is it, miss? It's a scarab from Egypt. My daddy gave it to me because it brings good luck. I'd rather you had it than anyone else I know. Oh, Lord, miss. I think I'm going to find. Oh, no, Becky. Not now. I have lots more presents for you, too, in my room. I don't know what to say, miss. You're sweet, Becky.
Yes, dear, it's very nice.
Oh, look at mine, Miss Manchin.
Beg pardon, miss.
Yes?
Mr. Barrow of Barrow and Skipworth is here to see you.
Today? I didn't send for him.
He seems very much upset about something. He's waiting in your office.
Very well, I'll go at once.
Miss Rose?
The scarf is beautiful.
Miss Rose, will you be sure to tell me when it's almost 2 o'clock?
Of course, dear.
You know, I have a very special appointment with my daddy. He's going to be thinking of me at exactly 2.
I'll watch the time.
Thank you, Miss Rose. Oh, Sarah, thank you for the handkerchiefs. They're lovely. Don't you think it's time to cut the cake? Oh, yes, the cake.
Pray be seated, Mr. Barrow.
How much did you advance for this party? Quite a sum, I suspect.
What does it matter? Captain Crewe is a very wealthy man. His check will be here shortly.
No, Miss Mitchin. There'll be no check.
What? What do you mean by that?
The late Captain Crewe.
The late Captain Crewe?
Captain Crewe is dead. He was so reported in the list this morning. Moreover, he died a bankrupt.
Bankrupt? But his property, his mines.
His property and his mines were confiscated by the enemy.
You mean to tell me that child is penniless? That she's left on my hands with nothing?
She's certainly left penniless, and she's certainly left on your hands. She hasn't a relative in the world that we know of.
But her father's account is overdrawn. I was expecting a check in advance the money for this party.
So I understand.
But this is monstrous.
Now you have to make a wish and blow out all the candles with one breath.
My wish is that my father will come back very soon.
Now take a big breath.
I haven't got very good lungs, have I?
I'll turn her out in the streets.
Do you think that wise, Miss Minchin? The reputation of your school, you know.
My school?
Well, the report might get about, and it might not sound well to the parents of some of your other pupils.
Yes, that is so.
Of course. The child could be made to serve in your employ until her indebtedness is worked out.
But that would take years.
Quite so. but at least it's better than nothing.
Hurry, children, your ice cream's melting.
Here, thank you, Sarah.
Sarah, it's almost 2 o'clock, darling.
Thank you, Miss Rose. Oh, Daddy, I am thinking of you. And I know that wherever you are, you're thinking of me, too. Oh, Miss Rose, I felt him with me. I really did.
Miss Minchin wants you, dear.
Oh, all right.
Children, you will leave your gifts here.
Why? Where are they going? Why can't they take the presents with them?
Because they are not yours to give.
But I don't understand.
You will later. Go to your room now.
But Miss Minchin.
Sarah, go to your room. All of you.
Now will you tell me what it's all about?
What has happened, Miss Minchin?
Whatever it is, you might have let her off a bit easier.
Silence. Captain Crewe is dead. His name appeared on the list today. He's left the child a pauper.
Oh, Miss Minchin.
You had better tell her.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
You will do as you are told.
Oh, Miss Rose, what's wrong? Why did Miss Minchin stop the party?
Sarah, I want to talk to you a minute, dear. Oh, darling.
Oh, Miss Rose, what is it?
Sarah, you're a soldier's daughter. And you know that that means being brave and courageous, don't you? No matter what happens.
Oh, Miss Rose, is it something awful?
Your father.
But my father's all right. Mafeking is relieved. You heard them say so.
Help didn't get there soon enough, dear. For him. His name appeared on the list this morning.
You mean with the wounded?
No, dear.
My daddy is...
Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry.
It can't be. It isn't true. I won't believe it. He isn't dead. He isn't.
Have you?
Yes.
You may go. Sarah, you understand, of course, that these rooms can no longer be yours. Come with me. This is to be your room in the future. I shall have to sell your furnishings and your clothes to pay part of the debt your father owed. Ordinarily, you would go to a charitable institution. But I'm going to let you remain here. There will be duties for you to perform, of course. I hope you appreciate my kindness in not sending you away. I was unable to find a black dress among your things, so one of the girls has given you this. You better take off that party frock and put this on. I'll send up some shoes.
I don't believe it. I don't. I don't! My daddy has to go away. But he'll return most any day. Any moment I may see my daddy coming back to me.
And Miss Minchin's gonna sell all her things.
It was beastly having to give back our presents.
How do you feel now about your little princess?
Oh, Miss, is there anything I can do? No, Becky. Thank you.
Sarah, I'm sorry.
Sarah, from now on, you're not to sit with us. Return to your room and smooth down those curls. Then go to the kitchen. Run along now. Girls, Lavinia, you may take your old place beside me.
Oh, so the missus has sent you down to me, has she?
Miss Minchin said I am to have my breakfast here.
You'll do more than eat your breakfast if you work for that one.
I should be glad to help.
You will, eh? Look at you. Look what you're doing. For that you'll get no breakfast. Min, you better make some more toast for the missus. Sure. Coming up. Here's your breakfast. Take it over there. We don't associate with royalty.
Let me wait on you, miss.
No, you don't. She can wait on herself. You can sit there and watch her eat. Perhaps that'll teach you a lesson.
Please, Mrs. O'Connell, may I give my breakfast to Becky? I'm not hungry this morning.
Give it to the cat if you like, and get to work. Wash them dishes.
No, miss, I don't want it.
The mail just came.
Miss Rose? I'll take the mail, if you please. My darling girl, I have been half mad trying to find a way out for you since your letter reached me. But it has come. My grandfather has relented. I pray heaven that this money and my love will help you bear what lies ahead. Jeffrey.
You say this girl's a teacher at your school?
She was, until I discharged her today. We're not likely to hear from her again.
And I was prepared to turn over a handsome sum to that boy when he got back. Even made an ass of myself and sent him a check.
Then I was right to withhold this. He made it over to her.
You're not very fond of the girl, are you?
Hardly, under the circumstances.
You're sure the girl has no legitimate claims on him?
I brought her up from a foundling. Is it likely she would not have consulted me if their love had been respectable?
Brandas!
Yes, son.
In future, if any letters or cables come from Mr. Jeffrey, they're to be returned unopened.
As you wish, Sahib.
Becky? Come in, Becky. I'm glad you want to sleep, miss.
It's one of them lonely nights.
Yes. I wonder where Miss Rose is. I shall miss her terribly.
We're all alone in the world now, aren't we, miss?
No. No, we're not alone. There's my father, you know.
Your father? But Cook says he...
You mustn't say that. It isn't true. He's not dead. He's sick or wounded somewhere, or he'd send for me. But he's not dead.
How do you know, miss?
Something inside tells me so. And sometimes I hear him calling for me.
Oh, Lord, miss.
Oh, don't rob the children of the sunshine. They won't fit your in-law.
Hubert! You're smoking.
As you see, today, my good woman, the British Army is behind me.
That uniform. You're not going to war.
Quite. To the very cannon's mouth, if need be.
But why?
Because, old girl, I'm fed to the teeth with your bullying. And your treatment of Rose and little Sarah's the last straw. I prefer the less painful horrors of the battlefield.
Are you daring to criticize me?
Astonishing, isn't it? But it proves that I'm competent to lead my men into the very jaws of death.
After this, you may never expect help from me again.
I am quite calm. For if the bloodthirsty boar spares me, the footlights will see bubbling Bertie once again.
Hubert, you wouldn't do that to me.
Oh, wouldn't I? Well, ta-ta, old girl.
Yes, Lassie?
Were you at the siege of Mafeking?
Aye. That's where I stopped the bullet that stopped me.
Then did you know my father?
Your father? What might his name be, Lassie?
Captain Reginald Crewe.
Your father a captain?
Yes. They say he is dead, but I know it can't be. And I've asked so many soldiers about him. I hope you could tell me.
No, Lassie. I'm sorry, I can't. Why don't you ask in the hospital there? Maybe they'll have some record of him.
Thank you, sir. I will. If you please, sir.
Why, the little princess as I live.
It's Mr. Bertie.
In person.
But I thought you'd gone to war.
No. Lord Roberts wanted me to, of course. But he said, Bertie, old boy, the wounded need you. So you stay here and cheer up the brave lads who have fallen in our just cause. So I'm practically in command of this hospital.
Oh, Mr. Bertie, could my father be in there?
Your father, Princess?
Yes. You see, I know he isn't dead. And I've been looking and looking. He could be among the wounded, couldn't he?
Yes.
I'm almost sure he is, somewhere. If you're in charge, could I please look for him in there?
Well,
Please.
Yes, yes, of course you may. Things like that can happen, you know.
Mr. Bertie, where do they salute you if you're in command here?
Well, discipline in a hospital is rather, lax.
Oh.
Oh, I say, Major. They're waiting for you in Ward B. There's a lot of trash up there.
Very good. I'll get one of my men to attend to it.
Get one of your what?
Well, two of my men then. Carry on. Sir?
What's this type doing here before visiting hours?
Well, you see, sir,
Well.
If you please, sir, the major's helped me to find my father, sir.
The major?
To her, sir. You see, we're old friends, sir. I knew her father, Captain Crew, who's reported killed at Mafeking. The child's sure there's some mistake, so I'm helping her search among the wounded.
Could you tell me anything about my father, sir?
Sorry, my dear, I can't. Carry on, Major.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. This little girl's father's being killed, but she insists he's alive, so I'm letting her look around. We'll try another ward.
There's old Bertie. Give us a song, lad.
Attention, men! Attention! Official inspection!
He isn't here either. But someone might know about him. If you please, sir, were you at the siege of Mafeking?
I was that, darling. It's where I picked up the bug. 'Twas no bigger than the seed of a thistledown that laid me low. Ah, the bugs down there are worse than their bullets.
Then perhaps you didn't know my father.
Faith, and I wouldn't have known my own father with the fever that was on me.
Thank you, sir.
It's all right, darling.
Hello.
If you please, sir, were you with the troops at Mafeking?
Yes, of course I was. That's where I ran away, you know.
Then did you know my father, Captain Crew?
Yes, of course. That's a fine-looking officer, isn't he? He ought to do well.
But where did you see my father last? Where is he now?
Where's who?
My father.
Oh, one soldier more or less doesn't make any difference, you know. I'm making thousands and thousands for England. See? Fine, strong fellows who won't be afraid as I was. I was afraid of the noise. That's why I ran away, you know.
He said he knows my father, but he won't tell.
He's living in a dream, Sarah. He doesn't know what he's saying. Come on, dear.
Don't go yet, lad. Give us a song.
Yes, give us a song, Bertie. How about it, dear? Shall we sing them a song to cheer them up? Our old specialty, what?
Not today, Mr. Birdie.
Oh, come on, darling. Let's try and forget our own troubles and do something for these lads, shall we?
All right, I'll try.
Oh, you darling. What about the old Kent Road?
That's the one. Mackie'll play it for you. Have a go at it, Mac.
Every evening at the stroke of 5, me and the missus takes a little drive. You sigh, oh wonderful, they're still alive.
If you saw that little donkey go, when we start, the blessed donkey stops. He won't move, so I quickly ops. Pounds start a whacking, and when down he drops. Someone says he wasn't mine to go. What a tear, all the neighbors cry. Who's you gonna meet, Bill? Have you bought the street, Bill? Lord, Laura, I thought I should have died. And not in the old Kent Road.
To meet Bill, and you hold the street, Bill, law. I thought I should have died, knocked him in the old Kent Road.
Mr. Birdie, will it be all right if I come again tomorrow?
I shouldn't run away too often, Princess. You might get punished, you know. I'll keep a sharp lookout whenever the wounded come in.
You don't really believe he'll ever come, do you?
Yes, of course I do. I've told you missing men often turn up.
Then I better come. You might not know him if he were very much changed.
All right, dear. You come.
Goodbye, Mr. Birdie.
Goodbye, dear.
earlier this morning.
Good morning, little Mrs. Saab.
Good morning, Grandad.
Feeding your little friends?
Yes, but I couldn't save them very much for my supper last night.
Oh, it is difficult for them when the snow comes.
Ronnie! Ronnie!
Oh, Ranny! Ranny, you look as though you know you're being naughty and enjoying it.
Ronnie! For shame.
Here she is on the bookshelves.
Bookshelves?
Oh, I forgot. I pretend they're bookshelves and filled with beautiful books.
Then I better remove her before she ruins your set of Dickens. Ronnie? This is your room, Mrs. Saab?
Yes. It's so little and so high above everything that it's almost like a nest in a tree. I can lie on my soft sofa and look up in the sky through that little window on the roof.
Sofa?
It looks more like a soft sofa when it's made up. And you imagine it has down quilts and lovely cushions to curl up on.
There is a fire sometimes, of course.
Well, that is the hardest of all to imagine, especially at night. But it's lovely when you can. The grate shines so when it's polished, and the nice bright coal scuttle on the hearth. Oh, Ari, miss, the cook wants you, and she's in an awful stew. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me if I run. I've got to go to the butcher's. I'll get my ears boxed if I don't hurry.
Yes, Mrs. Saab.
Listen to this. Hospital ship Mercy arrives. 1,200 wounded disembarked. Does it give any of the names? There ain't no list. Oh, I hope my poor Harry's among them. A wounded husband is better than no husband at all, eh, Min?
Oh, Becky, I've got to get to the hospital before 9 o'clock when they close the visitors. Somehow I've got to. Yes, miss.
You clumsy ox. For that, you whistle for your supper.
Oh, Mom, Shine had no lunch. You put things away before she got back from the grocer's.
Who do you think you're talking to? You'll both go hungry. Now, clean up this mess. Go on, get on with it.
Some sorry cases in this batch, Doctor.
Yes, poor devils.
Oh, Doctor.
Doctor, this man is an unknown. His papers were lost. Delirium following malarial fever.
We're very much concerned about him, sir.
Anemia, heart action weak, respiration low. All that's to be expected.
But his mind doesn't clear, sir. He has no lucid moments.
Temporary paralysis of some nerve center. Or a blood clot, possibly.
More likely to be the latter, sir. He received a nasty head wound.
Sir.
He repeatedly calls for this person, Sarah.
You can't learn who this Sarah is?
No way of finding out, sir, till his identity is established.
Sir.
You better go now, miss. I'll finish up for you. Thank you, Becky. I'll have to fly. Yes, miss.
Here, hold your horses. Where do you think you're going?
Why,
Miss Lavinia wants some coal for her fire. Hot to it.
Oh, Sarah, you look so tired. And you look hungry, too. Are you actually hungry, Sarah? Yes, I am hungry. I'm so hungry I could eat you.
Put on plenty. My father pays for it. Just a moment. Our princess seems to be in a hurry. Could it be that she's going to a ball? Come back here and clean up that hearth. I'd like my shawl, the pink one. It's on my bed. Cover me, please. I find the room a bit chilly.
Hello, Princess. What are you doing out so late?
I've come to see the new soldiers that got here today.
Not tonight, my girl. It's closing time.
But I've got to. I ran away specially.
Now then, young, and take it easy.
Please let me in. I'm sure he's here this time.
You're sure every time, Princess. I'm sorry. You run on home and come back tomorrow morning. That's a good little girl. All right, good night now.
He will recover from the effects of the fever, but I am convinced there is brain pressure.
You advise an operation, then?
Yes. Do you agree?
I do. And Dr. McNeish in Edinburgh is the man.
Yes, splendid, splendid.
List this man for removal to Edinburgh in the morning.
Yes, Doctor.
Sir. Sir.
Sarah? Where have you been? Answer me. You've been out, haven't you?
Yes, Miss Minchin.
What do you mean by disobeying my orders?
I had to. I had to look for my father.
This ridiculous search for your father. All this making believe and refusing to face facts. It's indecent. I've had enough of it. You must realize once and for all that your father is dead.
Don't you say that. He's not dead. He's not. And you can't stop me from looking for him either.
How dare you speak to me in that manner, you impudent little... I'll attend to you further in the morning.
I can't be a good soldier much longer. I'm cold, and I'm hungry, too. Do you hear? No, you don't hear. You don't hear and you don't care. You're nothing but a doll. A doll! You never had a heart to make you feel. You're just a doll.
Your Highness, please forgive me, but something has gone amiss. There is an angry woman outside to report a stolen kiss.
Tell her she must go away. Come around some other day.
I have told her, but she won't. You must see her. If you don't, she'll scream her head off.
Tell her to hush.
She won't be hushed.
Then tell her to shush.
I am afraid she won't be shushed.
I won't be shushed. I won't be hushed. I know my rights. I know the law. And I know also what I saw.
What did you see?
I saw him.
You saw who? I mean whom?
I saw that lad steal a kiss from that shameless little miss. Don't be fooled by all their shyness. They're a wicked pair, your highness. There's a law, I understand, against kissing in this land.
There is a law that reads like this. No one is to steal a kiss.
Ah, but Princess, I've a feeling this is not a case of stealing.
Silence, fool. I know the law. What I say, I saw, I saw. What I saw...
She's on a seesaw. I saw, you saw, he saw, she saw.
On a seesaw, on a seesaw. I saw, you saw, he saw, she saw.
What she tells us may be true. And if it is, what can we do?
If you ask me, we should listen to the lad who did the kissing.
I object would not be wise. He would only tell you lies.
Let him speak. Come, lad, this way. Now then, what have you to say?
Please, your highness, I confess, when I saw such loveliness, it was too much to resist. I just thought she should be kissed. So I kissed her twice. It was very, very nice.
So he kissed her twice. It was very, very nice.
There, you see, he broke the law. What I say, I saw, I saw.
Please don't start all that again.
But he stole a kiss, that's plain.
Yes, it looks as if it's true, and I'll have to punish you.
No, please. Let me say a word. It is not the way you heard. Please, he did not steal the kiss. I gave it to him, just like this.
There, you see, I had a feeling this was not a case of stealing.
I'm not sure. It's not quite plain. Could I see that kiss again? You were right. I have a feeling this was not a case of stealing.
Right. The law has been abused. This lad has falsely been accused.
He is hers and she is his'n. That old witch should go to prison.
You're a very wicked woman.
Princess, I am only human.
Listen to the old grandmommy. You're a nasty peeping Tommy.
Banish her from here forever. Never show your face here, never.
Banish her from here forever. Never show your face here, never.
What I say, I saw, I saw. I know my rights, I know the law.
Come and sit beside me here. Your kiss has made things very clear.
Thank you, Princess.
Don't thank me. 'Twas that kiss that set you free.
Now we're through with this arraignment. Let us have some entertainment.
Bring the dancers, bring the singers,
Bring the good old welting ringers.
Pleases you?
She's a very good dancer. She looks familiar, too. haven't waked up. Must be dreaming. I am dreaming. I must be dreaming. But it feels warm. Becky! Becky! Come quick! Becky! Becky! Yes, miss. Oh, Becky! Look! Oh, Lord, miss. Do you see what I do? I don't know what you see, but I don't think I believe what I'm seeing. Well, I never. Do you feel that? Yes, miss. Then what do you see? I sees a fire, miss. And a table with food on it, and a rug, and a lamp, and slippers. I do indeed, miss. How did it all get here? Did you pretend it into happening? I don't know. I never pretended as good as this before. Look at these.
If the little Mrs. Saab knew, she would be over here to thank you.
I don't want to know. Who wants any thanks?
Oh, miss, you're beautiful. Thank you, Becky. Now let's try this one on you. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, yes, miss. It's perfect. And real setting, too. Let's try the slippers and see if they're real. Do they feel like slippers to you? They feel soft and warm. This feels soft and warm, too. They're as real as we are. I don't believe it's a dream after all. Do you suppose the food is real, miss? Let's see. I can smell kippers, can you? Kippers is I live. I wonder what this is. Muffins! This tastes like a muffin. Is it one? A muffin as ever was. It must be the magic, miss. Hadn't we better be quick before it melts away? Yeah.
What sort of a night did he pass?
He rested comfortably, Doctor.
Will we be able to send him with the others?
Oh, yes, he'll stand the journey all right.
Get him ready to be sent with Group D. They'll be leaving in about an hour.
Very well, Doctor.
I hear you're being punished. Do you think we ought to offer her a chocolate?
You might let her smell them.
Miss Mitchell surely couldn't object to that. Would you care to?
I don't want to smell them, and I don't want to eat them, thank you.
You don't? Why not?
I've had much nicer things than chocolates this morning.
Listen to the princess, pretending again.
I'm not pretending. I had the most wonderful things to eat that anyone ever had.
Why, you little liar. You haven't even had breakfast.
Pardon me, but I really have. And if you'll excuse me for saying so, it isn't polite to call people liars.
How dare you talk back to me?
Was I doing that? My goodness! So sorry!
You wait till I tell Miss Mitchell on you!
Well, everything's still here, Becky. Yes, miss. Thank heaven it stopped raining. Are you going someplace, miss? To the hospital. Oh, Becky, perhaps everything is going to change for us. Perhaps I'll find my father this time and he'll take us away from here. Oh, Lord. It's the missus.
Sarah, how dare you? What? Why, what's happened to this room?
That's what we would like to know. When I woke up this morning, here everything was, even to the food and the fire.
Where did you get these things?
I don't know. This is because I dreamed such a beautiful dream last night that it came true.
But these articles are rare and costly. You stole them, didn't you?
Oh, no, Miss Minchin. We didn't take these things.
I'll give you one more chance to tell me the truth.
But I am telling you the truth. They just came. They did indeed, Mom.
You go to your room. This is a matter for the police.
Oh, please, Miss Minchin. Please don't call her, please.
Of course I'll call them.
Oh, Miss Minchin. We're prisoners now, sure enough, miss. And the police coming, too. I can't be arrested. Those new wounded men are at the hospital, and I've got to get there. I don't see how you can, miss. And us locked in. Come on, Becky, quick. Where are we going, miss? Follow me. Oh, I'm that frightened, miss. I'm frightened, too. This time, Becky. Come on, give me your hand. Look out. Oh, Lord, miss. Don't be afraid, Becky.
Ah, what game is this, little Mrs. Suggs?
May we please go through your house? We're running away from the police.
And a very nice game, too. Will you enter?
We'd like to very much indeed.
You seem in great haste, Mrs. Suggs. Could you not stop for a cup of tea?
Oh, thank you. We're in too big a hurry.
I see. Still playing the game of the police. I hope you escaped them safely, Mrs. Suggs.
Oh, why? Oh, Lord, miss. Please.
There they are. Stop them.
Oh, Becky, run, run. Sarah! Becky! Stop where you are! Becky, Sarah!
Go after the other one. I'll take care of her. Come here to me.
Watch out, Becky, don't slip. Becky, where are you?
Wretched little thief. You'll go to jail for this, both of you.
You'll never catch her. Mr. Birdie will see to that.
So that's where she's gone. Oh, did you find them, Mom? Take this little thief and don't let her out of your sight until I return. Didn't you catch her?
She dodged away in the traffic, Mum. I couldn't find her anywhere. Do you know where she's likely to be?
I do. Cappy?
Whoa.
Harvard Hospital, and hurry, please.
Sarah. Sarah.
He never stops calling for her.
Step aside a little bit, will you? Thanks. You can't go in there. No visitors allowed for an hour.
But that might be too late.
Now, run along, little girl, will you? There's a good little girl. I'm sorry, sir. No visitors allowed for an hour. But we must go in. Sorry, sir. You can stand over there, if that's all right. Thank you.
Have you seen Captain Malice?
I believe he just went through the hall, nurse. You're sorry, young'un, you can't go upstairs now.
I've got you. I've got to see if my father's here before Miss Minchin catches me.
Now run along now. Do as you're told. Here, I say now, come back here. You can't go up there. You know you could be in trouble. Hi, come back here. You can't go in there. You can't come in here. Come on.
Let me go. Let me go. I will, if he's here. I will. I will.
Order it.
What is it the child wants?
Oh, please. Please don't let him take me away.
What is it, child?
My father. They said he was killed at Mafeking, but I don't believe it. He may be here with the new wounded men. They won't let me look. And if they don't, perhaps I'll never have another chance. Can't you make them let me look?
Colonel, will you please see that this child is escorted through the wards?
With permission, I shall accompany her personally, Your Majesty.
What is your name?
Victoria, what is yours?
Sarah. Oh, Your Majesty.
Colonel, I hope you will find your father, my dear. A thorough search, Colonel.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
Goodbye, my dear.
Goodbye.
Have you been through any of the wards yet?
Not today, sir.
I think we'd better cover this wing first. We're searching for a patient.
Yes, sir.
Go right along, dear.
All right.
Thank you, darling.
Miss Rose! Sarah, darling.
Sarah!
Oh, Mr. Jeffrey, you're home. You're back again. Now you can tell me where my daddy is.
Well, Jeffrey didn't get as far as Mafeking, dear.
Then you don't know? You didn't even see him?
No, dear. I didn't. I'm sorry.
You found him?
Oh, no, sir. This is my friend, Mr. Jeffrey, and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Hambleton.
How do you do?
I'm afraid I can't introduce you because I don't know your name.
Colonel Gordon.
This is Colonel Gordon. He's helped me to search the hospital.
Don't bother.
How do you do, sir?
I'm very happy to know you both. From Mafeking?
No, sir. An army mule, and a British mule at that.
That's adding insult to injury.
Sorry, sir. It's time for the patient's drops.
Ooh, I'd rather face that mule.
I'll come back later, Miss Rose, just as soon as I've gone through the other wards.
I'll wait for you, dear.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir. Be sure to come back, Sarah.
I will.
Poor little thing. She'll never stop hoping.
I insist that you send for my brother.
Very well, Mum, but you can't get in, brother or no brother.
We will get in. My brother will see to that.
I hope you're right, Mum.
All filled now. This man will have to wait for the next ambulance.
All right.
I think you better take him into the waiting room. These halls are much too drafty.
I think I'd better.
I'm very sorry you couldn't find your father.
Thank you just the same, sir.
He may be on the next convoy of wounded. I wouldn't give up hope.
I won't, sir.
Goodbye, God bless.
Bye.
I know that they were stolen.
Sarah Steele, preposterous.
I have proof, and I intend to turn her over to the authorities. She's in this hospital, and I intend to find her.
Now, look here, you...
I insist that every room be searched.
Sarah. Sarah.
Daddy?
Sarah.
Daddy! Oh, Daddy, it is you. I found you. I found you. They said you were dead, but I knew you weren't. I knew you'd come back. Oh, Daddy, hold me close. You won't ever go away again, will you? Will you, Daddy? What's the matter, Daddy? Why don't you talk to me?
Sarah.
Don't you know me, Daddy? I'm Sarah. I'm Sarah.
Sarah, where is my daughter?
Oh, Daddy, something's happened to you. Mr. Birdie! Mr. Birdie! Oh, Daddy, you've got to know me. Look at me. Look at me. Oh, Daddy.
You mustn't cry. You mustn't cry. We must be good soldiers, you know.
But I have been a good soldier, Daddy, and you don't know me.
My little Sarah never cried.
But I'm Sarah. I'm Sarah.
Yes. Yes. Sarah. Sarah! My baby.
Oh, Daddy, you
My
do
darling.
know me.
Sarah, my darling.
You know me.
My baby, Sarah. Sarah. Oh, Sarah, my darling.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Amanda.
Then how do you account for those silk coverlets, those robes, and other things that are there?
Perhaps a little bird brought them in. Perhaps they grew legs and walked in. I don't know. All I do know is that little Sarah wouldn't steal.
Bertie!
Yes?
Bertie, what do you think has happened? The little princess has found her father.
She's found him.
Captain Crewe is alive?
Of course he's alive. How could she find him if he wasn't alive?
Oh, Mr. Birdie, I found my father.
Darling, I'm so glad.
His Majesty.
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission. You'll find our snack bar chock full of good things to eat and drink. Tasty, tempting hot dogs, thirst-quenching soft drinks, fresh, crunchy popcorn, a complete assortment of delicious candy, and a full line of cigarettes. You've plenty of time, so visit the snack bar now. A tasty treat will double your enjoyment of the show. For your convenience, we shall keep you informed of the remaining intermission time, 3 minutes before the next show starts.
Saturday with a song and sing the whole day through. Even while you're busy working, do just like the birdies do. Though the day may be long, you never will go wrong. Off key, on key, any old key, just start the day with a song.
Day is done. Come, ye toys, have your fun.
I feel just like singing, "Oh, you beautiful doll." Remember that song? Well, why not join me in singing it? Just follow the bouncing ball.
Oh, you beautiful doll, you great big beautiful doll. Let me put my arms about you. I could never live without you. Oh, you beautiful doll, you great big beautiful doll. If you ever leave me, how my heart will ache. I wanna hug you, but I fear you break. Oh, 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 you beautiful
Merry Christmas to you. Will you step in, please, sir?
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe.
Yes, sir. Is there anything I can do for you, sir?
Well, if it is quite convenient, I should like to speak with a member of the firm.
You wish to see me, I presume, sir?
Yes. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years.
Oh.
Dead as a doornail. Died 7 years ago, this very night.
Oh. We took the liberty of calling on you at your chambers, Mr. Scrooge, thinking that you would have finished business for the day, but we failed to make anyone here.
That's not surprising. I'm the only person who lives there.
Right. Consequently, we have called here.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it seems more than usually desirable to make some slight provision for the poor and destitute who suffer terribly at this present time.
Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Yes, plenty of prisons.
The union workhouses are still in operation, eh?
They are still. I wish I could say they were not.
Poor Law and the treadmill are in full vigor then, eh?
Both very busy, sir.
Very glad to hear it, sir. I thought from what you said that something had occurred to interfere with them in their useful course. Very glad to hear it, sir. Very glad to hear it.
Under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christmas cheer of mind and body for the multitude, some few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor of London meat and drink and means of warmth.
We choose this time because this is the time of all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices.
Now, what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh, I see. You wish to be anonymous.
I wish to be left alone, sir. Since you ask me what is my wish, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas. I can't afford to make a lot of idle people merry. I help to support the institutions we've just mentioned. They cost enough. People are badly off, they'd better go there.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
Well, if they'd rather die, they'd better do it. And decrease the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, sir, I don't know that.
But you should know it.
It's not my business, sir. A man's got enough to do in this world to mind his own business. Without interfering with a lot of other people's, mine occupies me constantly. Good evening, sir.
Allow me to express my regrets, sir, if I have said anything.
Good evening. May I inquire, Mr. Cratchit, what you're doing with that shovel full of coal?
Why, I beg your pardon, sir, but the outer office is intensely cold, and my fire...
Your fire?
I should have said your fire, sir.
Yes, sir.
It shows symptoms of going out, and I thought I might venture to replenish it with a small quantity of coal.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's very evident to me, Mr. Cratchit, that you and I left apart.
Oh,
Oh, I see no help for it, sir. You don't pay for the coal, so you can afford to be reckless. Therefore, very evident to me, sir, you know, that my interest is not your interest. Nor my welfare, your welfare. Get on with your work, sir. That'll keep you warm enough. I'm not cold. Why should you be? And I'm your senior by a great many years, I fancy.
And all about a small shovel full of coal.
And none of your mumbling, you know, none of your mumbling. You have a wife and family to support, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How many children have you got?
Around half dozen, sir. 3 boys and 3 girls.
Tut, tut, tut. Can I afford a wife?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
I mean, no, sir.
Have I any children?
I don't know, sir.
Eh?
No, sir.
How much am I constrained to pay you a week for your services?
15 shillings, sir.
Ah, be to your interest, sir, to see that you're worth it.
Merry Christmas to you, Uncle, and God save you.
Bah! Humbug.
Christmas a humbug? You can't mean that, I'm sure.
I do mean it, sir. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Bah! Humbug.
Oh, don't be cross, Uncle.
How can I help being cross, sir, when I live in such a world of fools as this is? A Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you, sir? The time for paying bills without money. Time for finding yourself a year older. Not a penny of it, sir. If I had my way, sir, every fool who goes about saying Merry Christmas should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of olive through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew, you keep Christmas your way. Let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
Well, let me leave it alone then. Much good has it done you? Much good will it ever do you?
It's the only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut hearts freely. And therefore, though it's never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear. Mr. Cratchit, if I hear another word from you, you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. Dear, 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 dear. Quite a powerful speaker, sir. No wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'll see you...
But why? Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because I fell in... Good evening.
You never came to see us before that happened. Why give that as a reason for not coming now?
Good evening, sir.
But I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you.
Well, you won't get it, so you won't be disappointed, will you?
We've never had a quarrel to which I've been party. So why not let us part friends?
Good evening, sir.
Well, I'm sorry with all my heart to find this a relative. But I've made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good evening, sir.
And a Happy New Year.
You're a noisy devil, that's what you are, sir.
Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit.
And the same to you, sir, and many of them. And not forgetting your good lady, Mrs. Fred.
Thank you, Cratchit. A Merry Christmas to you. A Merry Christmas.
On the beast of steel, when the snow around the bell, he comes to stand here. And we show the moon and snow, till the folk was cool. Then a woman came in the
Always ready and willing to quit your work, I notice.
It's 7 o'clock, sir.
That clock's fast. By the way, I suppose you'll want all day off tomorrow, eh?
Well, sir, if it's quite convenient.
It isn't convenient. It isn't fair. If I were to stop half a crown for it, oh, you'd be mightily ill-used, I'll be bound, wouldn't you? Don't think I'm ill-used, do you? When I have to pay a whole day's wages. No work.
It only happens once a year, sir.
That's a pretty excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Well, I suppose you've got to have it. Yeah, there's the key. You see, sir, that you're here all the earlier next morning.
Good night, sir, and a Merry Christmas.
Bah, humbug.
Merry Christmas to you, my boy.
Thank you, sir. Same to you, sir. Oh, sir.
Thank you.
How do you do? Good evening. Give us a penny.
Get out of this.
Clean? You call this clean?
Yeah.
Well, it is. Right. Tell them to stop that noise.
My lord, will you make your speech now, or will you let the ladies and gentlemen continue to enjoy themselves?
Call silence for the loyal toast.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for the Right Honourable the Lord Mayor of London. My lord.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, Her Most Gracious Majesty, the Queen.
What the devil are you doing? Frightening people out of their wits.
Look well, Ebenezer Scrooge, for only you can see me.
What you want with me?
Much.
Oh, yeah.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
In life? Why do you trouble me?
It is required of everyone that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. My spirit never walked beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hall. So I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere.
You are fettered. Why?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link. Would you know the weight and length of the coil you bear yourself?
Speak words of comfort to me, Jacob Marley. Speak words of comfort.
Comfort? I have none to give. I am here to warn you, to save you, if that be possible.
To warn? To save me? From what?
From such a fate as mine, to wander through the world and witness what I cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turn to happiness.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob. Business.
Mankind should have been my business. Charity, forbearance, benevolence, all were my business, as they should be yours. Now heed me, for my time is short. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. You shall behold the visions of a Christmas past, a Christmas present, and a Christmas yet to come. Expect the first when the clock strikes midnight tonight.
Marley!
Look to see me no more.
Marley! And all's well, swell with cloak, and all's well.
Spirit of Christmas past. I am here to show you the things that have been. Look back beyond the gulf of vanished years.
The money is due and must be paid. But, sir, that's impossible. Then I shall have no alternative but to take immediate steps to recover it.
But, sir, you must see that if...
That is the way I conduct my business.
You don't mean sell us up?
That is precisely what I do mean.
But, sir, I couldn't work in the hospital.
Mr. Scrooge, I beg of you.
Good day.
You can't do this. You can't be so unjust.
Give us a little more time. A week.
Please.
I didn't hear you come in.
So it is true,
What do you mean?
what they say. That you're a man without pity, without remorse, who weighs everything in the scale of profit and loss.
Bill!
I heard. I couldn't help hearing.
This is business. If I were to allow sentiment to enter this counting house, I should be in the bankruptcy court within a year. And as for that couple who've just gone out, well, set your mind at rest about them. Worthless, shiftless pair. Had my good money. Now I want to avoid paying it back.
Your money. Your good money. They asked you for a little breathing space, a little time in which to pay. That was all.
Enough of this, Bill. I am ready to make allowances for your feelings as a woman. But I must ask you to leave my business affairs alone. When you marry me, I shall insist. Take leave of your senses.
I've tried hard not to believe what they've said about you. I'd give anything not to believe it now. But the evidence of my own eyes and ears, I must believe. You were not always so. But I can see now that one passion and one passion only engrosses you. Gain.
What then? Even if it were so, I'm not changed towards you.
You are changed. Changed in every way. You're not the man you were. Our contract's an old one, made when we were poor and content to be so. May you be happy, alone, in the life you've chosen.
Now look and see the happiness you have missed.
Here we go, Daddy. That's the day, that's the day, that's the day. Here we go, Daddy. That's the day. The golden show wall. Here we go, Daddy. That's the day, that's the day, that's the day. Here we go, Daddy. That's the day.
Oh, by the way, Bill, I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Oh, who was it?
You guess.
How can I? I don't know. It wasn't Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge it was. I passed his office window, and as it was not shut up and there was a candle inside, I could scarcely help see him. His partner's on the point of death, I hear. And there he sat, alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Spirit, I cannot bear it. Haunt me no more.
I told you these were the shadows of the things that have been, that they are what they are. Do not blame me.
Take me back. $12 I know it is.
and know me better man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before.
Never.
I've never walked forth with the younger members of my family, meaning I am very young. My elder brothers, born in those later years.
I don't think I have. I'm afraid I have not. Have you many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, conduct me where you will. Already I have been forth under compulsion and learned the lesson which is working now. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe, and you shall see how your poor clerk, with his paltry 15 shillings a week, which you so grudgingly dole out to him, keeps Christmas. Touch my robe.
Up you get, Tiny Tim. That one.
Thank you, Father. Mother, we've been outside the baker's and we smelled a lovely goose cooking. Yes, and we're sure it's ours. Yes, it's a lovely goose, the lovely goose, the lovely
Oh, what has ever got your precious father, then? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And your sister Martha was as late last Christmas by half an hour. Mother! Oh, bless your heart, my dear.
Merry Christmas, Martha.
How late you are.
Merry Christmas,
Here, there. No.
We'd a deal of wanting to finish up last night and had to clear away this morning.
Well, never mind, as long as you are come. Come and sit before the fire, my dear, and get it warm.
No, here's Martha. Quick, Martha, hide! Quick, hide!
Here we are. And where's our Martha?
She's, not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
Yes, Father dear, here I am.
That'll be the goose. I'll fetch it in.
And Oh, but you're cold. Come and sit down and warm a bit. And how did Tiny Tim behave?
As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful, sitting by himself so much, and thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me, coming home, that he hoped that the people in the church saw him, because he was a cripple. And that it might be pleasant for them to remember, upon a Christmas day, who made lame beggars walk, and blind see. But he's growing stronger. Yes, growing strong and hearty.
I wish I could believe you, Bob. But I'm afraid.
There never will be such a goose.
But you're afraid.
For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful.
Amen.
It's tenderness I can already vouch for. And its flavor will I know surpass my utmost expectations. With the mashed potato and the apple sauce. It will, I am sure, present a delightful combination that we shall remember until our dying day. Delicious. Delicious. That's the best goose we ever had, Mother.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I've eaten too much.
And even now, we haven't eaten it all.
You laugh.
Laugh. I envy them. My dear, regarding the momentous question, pudding. You look pale, my love, and nervous.
I am nervous, my dear, and anxious about that pudding. Pray heaven all will be well. I'll go and fetch it.
Let me come and help too, Mother.
You shall, my darling.
You know, I'm anxious about that pudding. You know, your mother's been gone a long time. Supposing the pudding has broken in turning it out.
What?
Or supposing that somebody has got over the back wall and stolen it.
Father!
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dear.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me that Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in a poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered in the future, the child will die.
Oh, tell me that he'll be spared.
If he is like to die, had he not better do it and decrease the surplus population?
Your words.
Man, if man you be in heart, not adamant, forbear that wicked cant until you have discovered what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live, when men shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child.
Toast. I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon. I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
But, my dear, the children, Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, Christmas Day.
Well, I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not his. He'll be very merry and very happy, I've no doubt. Here's Mr. Scrooge's health.
Now, children, all together, Mr. Scrooge's health. Mr. Scrooge's health.
Mr. Scrooge's health.
And now Tiny Tim will sing to us.
Yes, I do. What shall I sing? Hark the heralding.
Yes, hark the heralding.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy nigh of God.
Come now and see how others keep Christmas.
To you. And a Merry Christmas to you.
And he said Christmas was a humbug. And he believed it, too.
Well, more shame on him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, and that's the truth. He isn't so pleasant as he might be. Well, his offences carry their own punishments, and I've nothing to say against him.
But surely he's very rich. At least you've often told me so.
Well, what of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He can't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't even the satisfaction of thinking that he's ever going to benefit us with it.
Well, I've no patience with your Uncle Scrooge.
Oh, I have. I'm sorry for him. And here, he's taken it into his head to dislike us, and he won't even come and dine with us. Well, what are you going to play at?
Riddles!
Good. I'll ask you one. What does the following represent? An animal. Rather a disagreeable animal. A savage animal. An animal that grunts and growls and talks and lives in London. And walks the streets? Yes. And isn't even made a show of? No. Doesn't have an embroidery? No. Isn't a horse? No. No, cow. No, not a dog. Who?
Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. You are about to show me shadows of the things that have not been, but will be in the time to come. And as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear you company.
I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why, what was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
Heaven knows.
What's he done with his money?
Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me. That's all I know.
How are you? Very well. How are you? So old Nick has got his own at last.
Yes, so I'm told. Told, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas time.
Oh, yes.
You're not a skater, I
Oh,
suppose.
no. I've got something else to think about.
I do not see myself in my accustomed place. Where am I? Why am I not there?
Let the charwoman alone to be the first.
Let the laundress alone to be the second.
And let the undertaker's man alone to be the third.
Look here, old Joe, here's a chance. If we haven't all three met here without meaning it.
You couldn't have met in a better place. Come into the parlor. Come on.
There staring as if you were afraid, woman? Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like this? Not a dead man, I hope.
Open this bundle, old Joe, and let me know the value of it. I ain't afraid to be the first, nor afraid for them to see it.
There's your account. I wouldn't give another sixpence.
Now mind, Joe.
Ha! 8 shillings. I always give too much to ladies. It's a weakness of mine.
And now unto my bundle, Joe.
Bed curtains.
Ah, bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took 'em down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Why not?
You was born to make your fortune, and you'll certainly do it.
Here, don't drop the oil on my blankets.
His blankets?
Whose else's? He isn't likely to take cold without them, I dare say.
Hope he didn't die of anything catching.
Oh, don't you be afraid of that. You can look through that shirt until your eyes ache and you won't find a hole in it. It's the best he had. It'd have been wasted if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting of it?
Putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure. I'd
took it off him. Calico's just as becoming to the body. He couldn't have looked uglier than he did in that one. This is the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead.
I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Merciful heavens! What is that? Is this the man they spoke of? Neglected, robbed, hated. Can you not show me some tenderness connected with death?
Took a child and set him in the midst of them.
Colour hurts my eyes. Makes me weak by candlelight. I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home from work. Must be near his time.
Past it, rather. I think he walks a little slower than he used these last few evenings, Mother.
Yes. I've known him walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder, very fast indeed.
So have I, often. And so have I.
But he was very light to carry. And his father loved him so, it was no trouble. No trouble. There's your father at the door.
Well, my dear.
Well, Father.
My dear, you have been quick. They'll be done long before Sunday.
Sunday? You went today then, Robert?
Yes, my dear. I've seen where our Tiny Tim is to rest. It'd have done you good to see how green a place it is. Oh, you'll see it often. I promised him that we would walk there of a Sunday.
My little child. Tiny Tim, thy childish essence was from God.
I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew today, and he said to me, I'm heartily sorry for you, Mr. Cratchit, and heartily sorry for your good wife. Though how he knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, that you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Well observed, my boy. And he said, if there's any service that I can do for you, pray come to me. It almost seemed as though he had known our Tiny Tim and felt with us. And I'm sure we shall none of us forget him, nor this first parting there has been among us.
Never, Father.
And I know that when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, although he was but a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it.
No, Father.
I'm very happy. Very happy.
Now, Spirit, tell me what man that was whom we saw lying dead. Nearer to the stone at which you point, tell me, are these the shadows of the things that will be? Or are they the shadows of the things that may be only? Ebenezer Scrooge! That man who lay upon the bed. No, Spirit, no. I'll not be the man I was. I'll not be the man I must have been but for this intercourse. Why show me this if it is all too late? Tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. No, no. No, no, no. No. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I thank you. my knees, I thank you, Jacob. On my knees. Oh. No, they're not torn down. They're not torn down. Ah! Things that would have been may be dispelled. They will. They will. Yeah, they will. They will. A Merry Christmas. God bless you. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm as happy as a sandboy. I'm as merry as an angel. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. Oh, Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year to all the world. Oh, hey. Oh, yes, the saucepan the girl was in. Yes, and there's the door that old Marley's ghost came through. Yes, it's all right. It's all true. It all happened. Oh, hooray, hooray. Glorious, glorious. Hey, boy! Hey, a Merry Christmas! It is Christmas Day, isn't it?
Why, of course!
I knew I hadn't missed it. Oh, the spirits have done it all in one night. Hey, do you know the poulterer at the corner of the street next but one?
I should hope I did.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know if they've sold the prize turkey that they had hanging there?
It'll be hanging there now.
Well, you go and buy it.
Walker!
No, I'm in earnest. You go and buy it and bring it back here, and I'll tell you where to take it. And you come back with the man, and I'll give you a shilling. You come back in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown.
Hooray!
Go on, hurry up, hurry up. I'm going to send it to my clerk, Bob Cratchit. He won't know where it comes from. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. He's not dead, you know. He's not dead. That won't do. I've got to have that turkey. Well, wait a minute. You go get me my overcoat and hat. I shan't be long. Then go to the box room and get me out my best clothes. Shop?
Yes, sir.
A Merry Christmas. Have you sold that prize turkey of yours yet? The big one, I mean. Now! lots to do. I want that big turkey of yours. Bring it round to my place at once. My friend will show you the way. Hello, Molly. And Merry Christmas. That's right. A Merry Christmas.
Oh. Oh.
Carry that to the Cratchits. You'll have to have a cab. There you are, my boy. There's the address. There's the money. Yes. And there's the money to you. Very kind of you to have brought it round. Ah, Merry Christmas, my dear.
Thank you, sir. The same to you.
Ah, good day, gentlemen. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you succeeded yesterday. Mr. Scrooge. Yes, that's my name. I'm afraid it's not a very pleasant one for you, but will you allow me to ask your pardon? And would you be good enough to put me down?
Lord bless my soul. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious? A round 100?
Yes, not a farthing less. Not a farthing less. I'm afraid there are many back payments included in it.
My dear Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, you come round and see me. You will come round.
Oh, we will.
Thank you. Thank you. Bless you, gentlemen. Bless you.
Who's that won't come and dine with you?
Uncle Scrooge! Oh! Still, what's the consequence? He won't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed. Well, I think he'll lose a very good dinner.
Is your master in, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Can I see him, my love?
He's in the dining room, sir. I'll show you in.
He knows me. He knows me.
You sit there. Thank you. You sit here, Paddy. Thank you so much.
Fred.
Bless my soul, who's this?
It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I've come to dinner. Will you let me in, Fred?
Why, it's Uncle Scrooge. It can't be. Will I? A Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. Come in. Come in and join us.
Welcome, Uncle. And a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, my dear. A Merry Christmas to you all.
A Merry Christmas.
Late for the office, Bob. It's nearly 9 o'clock. You promised Mr. Scrooge you'll be earlier than usual this morning.
So I did. Thank you. Thank you. Mother dear. My
darling. Goodbye, my darling.
What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
I think you are, sir. I think you are.
There's only one thing here, sir. It shan't be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
So I tell you what it is, my fine fellow. I'm not going to stand it any longer. And therefore, I'm going to raise your salary.
Sir, you must be joking.
Never more serious in all my life, Bob. I'm going to raise your salary, and as for Tiny Tim, I'll be a second father to you. God bless you. No more work today, Bob. No work today. Make haste to your family, Bob. They'll be wanting you today, Bob. They'll be wanting you today. A Merry Christmas, Bob. A Merry Christmas, my good fellow, than I've given you for many a year. Go on now. Go on. Merry Christmas to all the world. Happy New Year to everyone. God bless us all. God bless us everyone.